It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
Hi, this is Orey, the voice of Geeky Vengeance, and you are listening to the Chronicles of Podcast, where you're about to probably laugh, cry, and enjoy the rest of your day.
So yes, Jamie.
Hello.
I feel that we should drag this piece of resistance in.
I think we should.
It's already here.
Oh.
Because it comes in the form of our wonderful, beautiful, incredible friend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chronicles of Orey Kimbler. We felt that Orey deserved a true special Chronicles treatment due to the fact that she works very hard for us behind the scenes. She's been a massive supporter of ours since we first met her back in November of 2020. And she's just an all-around wonderful human. She's just the loveliest person, as you'll hear in the interview, in regards to the Hurricane Ida that hit New Orleans back last year. The woman doesn't look out for herself enough. She always looks out for other people. You're always looking out for everybody else. She's always there for everybody else when everybody needs her. I don't think she knows what sleep is.
No.
And we can't thank her enough for all the hard work and everything she puts in for us, you know. And we pay her in jammy dodgers. I'd love to be able to, you know, fund her fucking life, to be quite honest with you. But biscuits are the only way to her heart at the moment.
Orey doesn't stop, as Tom just said there. And when you look at the things that she does so many awesome things that we needed to chronicle that story. Let's talk about it. Let's find out about these amazing things that means that Miss Kimbler gets about 2 hours sleep a day. Yeah. As you'll find out in this, she's helping podcasters and independent creators like us. She's sorting out video games and whatever in Japan. And then more than that, she's the voice of Geeky Vengeance, an incredible Facebook group called Geeky Vengeance, where it's based in New Orleans, but that doesn't stop anyone from around the globe joining. It's like a little family sharing amazing geek culture, enjoying all the stuff that happens around the world. And they go to different Comic-Cons and they literally set up a booth with a sofa, with a table, chair, whatever, and go, come on, let's have a chat. Let's talk about that cosplay. It's fucking awesome. It's amazing stuff.
I wouldn't call them a little fellow, though. They've just hit 5,000 followers on their Facebook page, something they never thought or dreamed that they'd ever hit. It was literally just meant to be something where they, you know, just them and their mates just hung out and got to talk all things geek. And what I love as well is that there's no hate, there's no bile, there's no shit in that group. They literally force and weed out all the crap and literally let people just enjoy themselves, have some fun. So if you're on Facebook, go and follow Geeky Vengeance right now on Facebook. Just literally put that in, you'll find it immediately, and go follow the voice of Geeky Vengeance as we're about to deliver you the woman herself, Jamie. Any final words?
Love you, Miss Kimbler. Thank you for coming on.
Beautiful. Orey, again, like I said in the trailer, and like I'll always say to you, Thank you so much for all the work and everything you do for us. We appreciate it so much. I wish we could give you more than what we already do. But we know that you're a firm believer that eventually one day all good things are coming. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, interviewing this week, she is a cosplayer, a poet writer. I believe that's what they're called, a writer in general. She is the voice of Geeky Vengeance, runs Geeky Vengeance with her friends, and is all around a wonderful and incredible human. It's Orey Kimbler. Orey.
Should we get started? Oh, no. What?
In the words of Triple H and D-Generation X, are you ready?
Boom, boom. Oh.
I said, are you ready? Gladiator, ready? Contestant, ready? 3, 2, 1. I'll stop now. Come on, Jamie. Let's get underway.
There we go. Now I'm ready.
How delicious.
You got burp trap, man, which you burp, it just doesn't seem to get rid of that burpy feeling. I got one of them on the go.
So professional. I'm so glad it's our boss here and not like some really big
that's
fucking...
staying in the YouTube.
Right.
Okay. Right. Let's go. You ready? Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, today's modern world of society can be used to do many wonderful things, like bringing like-minded people together in groups, help organise gatherings, or even raise money for people in need. Today's guest has achieved all of this and even spreads her knowledge to help people like us. Today, we bring you the voice of Geeky Vengeance, because these are the Chronicles of Orey Kimbler.
A genuine honour and pleasure to have you here, Orey. I don't know why we didn't think of this before.
Well, I mean, you had to like bask in the awesomeness that is me first. And it was the marinating process that really brought me here today.
I agree. I think me and Jamie were talking. It's like, should we bring her on yet? Should we wait? Do we unleash her on the world yet? Because genuinely, before I get to my questions, you posted a video on Saturday of a wonderful little parcel that I had sent you, courtesy of both of us, of course.
Yes.
And so many people today who I work with are going, is that your boss? Is that your lady, your boss lady that was do that package video? I was like, yeah. It's like, why send her 4 packs? Like, because why not?
The Jammy Dodgers, and they're fucking awesome.
Because I can't get them over here. Straight up. Like, there's no place to find like the genuine Jammy Dodgers. It's usually like the really hard cookie with the super sweet. They're Americanized, because we aren't allowed to, have cool additives like you guys, maybe. I don't know. But like, I have been savoring them. I actually took a package of those to a party yesterday, and my friend was like, "You have legit Jammy Dodgers," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah. I'm cool." But no,
$100. You want some $100, right?
Yes, I have peppermint tea and a plate of Jammy Dodgers over here for my enjoyment, and to like tease all of you who don't have Jammy Dodgers right now. I love Jammy Dodgers so much.
Well, I don't want to feel like I was skinting you out. It'd be a bit of a cheapskate if I was like, here's 1 pack.
That would have been a tease.
Yeah, exactly. Plus,
just
the amount, and like, seriously though, for everything you've done for us in the past, God knows how long you've been with us now, 4 or 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for all the work that you've done for us, I was like, I'm going to buy you 1. I ain't even going to buy you fucking 2. Do you know what? Fuck 3, right? We're going 4, bitches. We're going for 4. Yeah, represent.
Represent the 4.
If you're going to buy Dodgers, you buy them in a pack of 4, right?
Like I remember when I first made the joke, because it was literally a joke. I was like, you could pay me in Jammy Dodgers, and the next thing you know, I'm getting paid in Jammy Dodgers, and I'm not angry about it.
We adore and we appreciate you so much. So we're thankful that you're here. We're thankful that you agreed to come now actually be a part of our show, because it means the absolute world to us for all the work you do. And we want to put you on that pedestal that you belong on, and for the world to see. Yeah, for the world to see. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly.
Continue, sir. Continue.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Come ask the question.
Okay, but honestly, like, it feels so weird because I've kind of achieved a little bit of a celebrity status, and I'm not used to it. I'm a really big introvert, and I like attention like everybody else sometimes, but mostly I like sitting at home and not talking to anybody. But I'm good at it, so that's what I do.
So I think
we find that though, the introverted people, the people that are actually the best at fake being an extrovert, if that makes sense.
Because we have to do it so much. That's
Well,
literally what it is.
Was that where you were at, Jamie? Is that where you were at before you were?
Oh yeah, I'm still a bit like that.
Are you though?
I'm a bit better than I was. This has genuinely helped me so much, but before, yeah.
I remember when I first met you, and I'm like, he's so quiet and shy. And then I got to know you, and I'm like, oh my God, he's crazier than I am.
Do you want to get me dick out? Here's my balls. Jamie, calm down. Yeah, but I'm not an introvert anymore. I'm getting naked on set.
I'm one of them people though that I'm pretty quiet until you get to know me, and then when you get to know me, it's getting me to shut up. That's the fucking trick.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Or he just buys Brussels sprout cheese.
I still haven't tried that yet.
You need to eat cheese.
How can you go lovely if you haven't tried it? You bought fucking 3 to begin with. You've not even had it yet.
Wait. So you have 3 of them. You haven't tried any of them yet.
No, because one is for now. I just haven't got around to eating it yet. And then one's for Christmas Day, and then one's for Boxing Day.
I'd send you some Brussels sprout cheese, or it might go off on the way over.
Yeah, I was about to say. Maybe I can find it over here somewhere. Somebody's got to have it.
I'd imagine so.
Anyway, we've gone massively off track, right?
As we do.
Let's bring it back in, get it back in. Orey,
yes.
First and foremost, the most hard-hitting, most important question of all. How was your pandemic season?
That's when I started Geeky Vengeance, and I started off the pandemic season with actually having the pandemic thing, and I was in quarantine for 2 months, and I was just
2 months?
Well, nobody knew what the virus was doing at the time, and so I was still testing positive 2 weeks later, and all the things that were happening with that, and I got a little bit of agoraphobia. I mean, during that time. So I was until we figure out what's going on with this, I'm just staying in my room. So the only person I really saw from a distance was my roommate for a long time. And then things started to go really weird. And I was we've got to figure a way to get the geek culture together and get everybody kind of working together, getting, keeping friendships going. And even though there wasn't a lot of geek stuff coming out, having talks and meetups and digital virtual things happening. And I'm like, you know what? And then there was a guy who was just he had just got fired from a job. And I was like, you know what? Let's start something. And we started something. And at the time it was called Revenge of the Geeks. And because I love Revenge of the Nerds. and then I was like, okay, all right, this is a thing. We're gonna have 100 friends, maybe 56. We're gonna share memes, we're gonna do fun stuff together, and we're gonna plan for when we can go back out and do conventions again. And then it snowballed. 2 weeks into that, we had 500 members, and I was like, okay. And then a few months later, we had 1,000. I was like, what is happening? And then we just celebrated our first group anniversary in August, and we had almost 4,000 members. We are currently about to celebrate 5,000 members. It's been absolutely insane, and all because we wanted to be able to keep the community in New Orleans together and have a safe place to talk about our geeky stuff. And then we started getting attention in the UK, and we started getting attention in Germany, and we started getting attention all across the world. And I was like, what is happening? And then people started recognizing me on the street, or I'd be in a group call with people and be like, oh, you're the voice of Geeky Vengeance. And I was like, what? And that's how I kind of got my name. And I'm like, fine, everybody knows who I am because of this group now. I am the voice of Geeky Vengeance. I'm like, I'm gonna do all the things. And then I do all the things now.
It's so cool that you literally did it just for a sense of like, I want to bring this community together. I want to bring people together so that nobody feels alone, etc. And then it literally just went, cool. Now you will run this and do that and talk to these people. You will go here, here, and here. You will speak to everybody all over the world.
It's been crazy because at the time of this recording, it's right before Fan Expo in New Orleans, and we're running big events now. I'll be doing main stage stuff for them, which is formerly Wizard World for those of us here in the States. And they have huge celebrities who are coming, and I'm gonna be running trivia and stuff for the convention. And not only that, there's Cyphercon, which is a Lake Charles, Louisiana convention. They're celebrating their 10th year. We're going to be there. We're looking to go to the Texas Renaissance Festival and be a representative over there. We're working on things, and it's not just me. We have people in the Northwest who are representing Geeky Vengeance now. It's I have teams who are going to conventions in other places. What is happening? So
wait to get one over here. Get one over here.
Well, we're already working on that. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. So, yeah, I mean, with when they start opening up those travel bans and stuff, what's happening. What's going to happen.
We've already been told we have to take you on a Ted Lasso tour, even though neither of us have watched Ted Lasso, but there we go.
I watched the first episode.
Oh, you watched the first episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
You need to watch it, Jamie. You would love it. Ted Lasso is life. Oh, wait. Okay, football is life. Because I know what football is. It's soccer here in the United States.
You probably know more about it than I do at this point.
There's a lot of overpaid...
Go ahead.
Just going to say, it's just a lot of overpaid people who get paid way too much money to kick the ball around for 90 minutes.
I mean, that's like football here in the United States.
Wow.
Yeah, they get paid even more money than our footballers do here.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I like sports ball, but I do think they do get paid a lot of money, but it's also a very dangerous sport.
Yeah, so
football here in the US is pretty insanely dangerous.
Yeah, well, it's not here, so just a lot of fannies falling around hey, he blew on me.
But no, okay. Before we get stuck on sports ball, whatever. But Ted Lasso, all right, listeners, look at me. Ted Lasso is the best show on television and streaming right now. And if you've not watched it and like really good feel-good stuff, you need to go watch it now. After this interview, go watch it. You'll thank me later.
If you have Apple TV, £15, £14.99 a month for all those people that want to watch Ted Lasso, unless you can find those websites.
Well,
Those websites.
Okay, Apple TV has a bunch of really great, really great shows. There's another one called C, which has Jason Momoa and now Batista in it, and they're blind and dude, it's so good.
How have I never heard of that show? That sounds like the greatest show ever.
I told you about this show.
Oh, she has. To be fair, America gets shows 9 months before we do. So
Yes.
That's very true.
Yes, go. Well, if you have a VPN, you can say you're in the United States. You're welcome.
Very good. So, Miss Kimbler.
Oh God, a question.
Take us back to when you were a wee lass. What was it you wanted to be when you were older?
This is gonna be so I actually wanted to be a country singer.
Really?
Really?
I love country music, so this is a conversation that's happening. Please continue.
Okay, so I was raised on Dolly Parton. One of my distant cousins is kind of famous. She's a big country star back in the 80s and 90s. You may know who she is. But I grew up around Loretta Lynn. But
no way, really?
yeah, we're from the same area.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's like really distant cousin. Like I was a wee babe when I last saw her, but I mean, she was one of those stories because I'm from Kentucky, was born there, was not raised there, and then my family got out of there and we moved to Ohio, and that's where I was pretty much raised for the rest of my life. And then but I always had that little bit of bluegrass roots, and I can sing. Just little. I don't know. It's a little screechy sometimes. I'm a little out of practice, but I wanted to be a country singer. I wanted to have the duds and the sequins and the fringe, and go around looking like Loretta Lynn and Reba McEntire. There's videos out there of me singing.
That's amazing.
You might have to share it with us one day.
I will. I'll send you the clip.
It's not the answer I was expecting, but I'm so damn
Really?
happy that was the answer.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Like it's really it's hilarious because I do sing now for fun in the shower. I'll be cleaning around the house and I'll be like, yeah, I wanted that lifestyle of cowboys and rodeos and sad teary eyes. But yeah.
Can I call you Lurleen Lumpkin from now on?
No, I think my name is cooler.
Your name is cool, to be fair. It's because she's a country singer of The Simpsons.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
Oh, okay, good. I think Jamie was
I was a little. I'd heard the name, but I couldn't think where I'd heard the name. You got me.
Homer's suit was amazing. Sorry.
So obviously the day job, the pay job for you is working in like PR, social media and all that stuff. So what was it about that sort of you found so interesting? You're like, oh, I want to do that for a fucking living. That sounds good.
I don't know if it sounds good. I'm good at it. I'm actually a really big introvert. If I can get away with not talking to people, I do just stay in my house and in the dark and play Minecraft and watch YouTube. That's my dream job. But no, I'm really good with people. I like leaving people better than I found them, and I feel that through doing PR and working with brands that I feel kind of align with my own personal beliefs, that we can leave the world a better place. And I mean, that's one reason I work with you guys. You guys are just so fun and loving, and you have a just little big heart. I love you guys. But no, that's the reason I do PR. And I find that I'm fairly good at it.
Was it just something that you fell into, though? Did you pursue to do it because you like to stay inside, or did you fall into it, or what?
I just kind of fell into it. I like working with independent artists who people don't know who they are, and they're like, we'd rather really work on our craft, making comic books and making independent films, and we don't know or have the time to put that information out there. Like one of the new clients I just took on, Diebold Comics, he puts out an array of different comic books and all kinds of stuff, and I just took him on as a client, and like, he's so freaking talented and I adore him.
Wow, it's like anime style-y.
Yeah. Well, he's an author, and he works with all kinds of different comic book artists and graphic designers to make the products that come out. And I think he's absolutely talented. The whole publishing company is really, really good. And I like working with people who are more introverted than I am. Because those are the ones who are like, we don't know what to do or how to people. And I'm like, I got you, boo. I will introvert for you. I mean, you will introvert for me, and I will extrovert for you. And then when I don't have to, I will hide from the world.
It's funny because I would never have guessed you're an introvert. Never would have guessed it, ever.
Well, go ahead.
Because I was going to say, because you're a wonderful human, Orey. You are special. So, true story.
I'm blushing now. Okay. But I look at it like this. one of the parts of leaving people better than I found them is I kind of have to like, feel them and feel their energy and, get to know them. And part of that is exuding, confidence. And it's not exactly like I'm extroverted all the time. It's called an ambivert. I can be both. Okay. And it swings, wildly depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing stuff like this, it's not very taxing. But when I do events, like there's like a week, like a few days after, like I can't talk to people. I'm like, I love everybody unless it's work. I don't want to have to deal with anybody. So I mean, it's that weird like swinging door aspect of my personality. And if I can get people to leave me alone, I'm a very happy person. Well, it's recharging the batteries. It's getting all of that, it's being able to wind down and like do some self-care and sit in a bathtub and being surrounded by candles and smell goods. If I can get an hour to myself a day, I'm happy. Like, because I'm usually I work in all time zones at this point. It's not just you guys. I also work with Japan. I'm working on a video game. We'll get into that. I work doing PR stuff, managing models, Instagrams. I go after people who have taken content from models and are putting it behind paywalls if it shouldn't be there. Like I do a lot, and a lot of what I do is not always like in your face PR stuff too. So. Well,
when I mentioned that you're a special kind of person and you're a wonderful human, because I want people to know this, and this is why I want to bring it up. When after Hurricane Ida hit New Orleans, you went out of your way to provide anyone and everyone you could with food, water, shelter, whatever you could do, you did it, and you were doing it for weeks on end. And I just want to commend you. I want to bow down to you. I want to just right now for a world to hear that's incredible. Absolutely
amazing.
Incredible. I don't mean to, I'm so sorry to make you cry.
And I also had that written in my notes as well, because it's incredible. It really is. Not many people would have done
that. It wasn't just a case of like, help the neighbor. You literally were putting out social media posts. You were asking people for help, this, that, and the other. You were supporting your neighbors. You were trying to get food and water wherever you could get it from to wherever you need to get it to. Just, I bow down to you. I bow down to you, Orey, because I think that's phenomenal.
Thank you. I'm from New Orleans, so and I also lived down in the lower parishes for a little while, and it's already hard enough down there because there's no major cities, there's no major, there's one way in and out down into the lower parishes, and I know what life was like down there, and the community down there is so close knit. Everybody knows everybody. If you're helping somebody, you're helping somebody. If you're hurting somebody, you're hurting somebody. And I saw what happened in my area, and I actually had to leave because my house was okay. I didn't have power, but I felt like I wasn't doing enough. So I went a couple hours away where I had internet and power, and I spent 2 weeks coordinating supplies in and out, because I couldn't imagine what they were going through. I went through Hurricane Katrina, which also hit the Gulf South pretty hard. I was lucky. I had friends who were in the military, so I got to stay on base. But down in the lower parishes, there wasn't anything. We tried to get in boats in. We had people hauling, trailers full of water and goods and tents and all kinds of stuff. And like the more I saw going in, and it wasn't just me, it was a huge coordinated effort with so many people. United Way, the Red Cross, the Cajun Navy down here, which is a volunteer program who goes and like rescues people out of, their houses, and then they bring in supplies. It was such a huge community effort and global effort at this point to make sure that nobody was going without food or water or medicine or emergency care. And I couldn't, knowing I was okay, watch somebody going through that. And it's hard being the type of person I am. I'm a very caring person. I care about everybody. I don't want anybody to suffer. I don't want anybody to feel left out. I don't want anybody to be like, I can't have a chocolate bar. I want to make sure everybody's got a chocolate bar. And I wanted to make sure everybody had their chocolate bar. And warm, cool place to stay, because it was very hot down here at that time, and just getting the supplies in. That's what it was.
Right. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Let's cheers. Okay. Let's stop you from crying.
Okay. All right, give me a moment. I need some tea.
I would.
Oh.
It's like a Pyrex jug or something.
It's just a clear glass cup. I usually when I like this one because it's warm, and then even if I'm laying down in bed like working on something, I'd be like, I need more tea or coffee. I'd be like, I need more coffee. That looks very empty, and I don't have to like look, like.
Yeah. It's very clever.
So there's a level to what you do. The fun stuff, not the day job. I mean, it's playing make believe. You do cosplay, you make your own original characters that you create for yourself. Where does that love of like make believe and nerd culture? So where does that come from?
Oh, this is actually a difficult question. So I'm also a writer. So a lot of it comes like, from the brain cell, that the one brain cell who's like, hey, D&D. No, it comes from a lot of what I do stems from therapy.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know me, I really like horror stuff, and most of my original characters are horror characters. I do haunted houses and stuff like that. So that's where some of that comes from. The rest of it is the community, who have adopted me and I've been around and fallen in love with. And then I'm one of those people, I can't be in one fandom at a time. So I bounce from fandom to fandom. I'll be like, I really like Macross today. Oh, but Minecraft is over here. And oh, wait, no, over here, there's action movies. Oh, new Marvel's coming out. And I'm just, that's me. I just bounce from one fandom to the next. And it's just whatever entices me to go. And I don't always know why I really like the stuff I do. I just kind of do.
There's a mix of who you are, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because going back to the horror stuff you mentioned, that's interesting in my questions. Like you said, where did your love of horror come from? Because as I say, you do the haunted houses, or you did the haunted houses, where you dressed up and scared the absolute living shit out of people, which I would love to fucking see. And that's obviously when we first met you, was when you were doing the horror movie, the horror house thing stuff. So where did the love of horror come from, and what made you want to go, do you know what I want to do? I want to dress up and scare the living bejesus out of people. I bet that was fun. Did anyone shit themselves?
Yes.
Literally.
Okay, so one of my okay. So the love of horror actually didn't start to like the last few years. And like I said, therapy. It started with therapy. It started with like facing my own fears and facing like my own traumas. Because I used to be scared of everything, absolutely everything. Like I didn't like heights. I didn't like clowns. I still don't like heights or clowns. Redact that. But I used to be scared of the dark. I used to be scared of being cold. I used to have really big phobias of a lot of stuff. And when I started doing therapy, I started like facing a lot of those fears. And then I got involved with a haunted house, and I was like, and they're like, you can scare people. And I was like, I can. You're going to allow me to do this? And then I realized that in and of itself was its own therapy. Because it allowed me to be a little acceptably horrific, you know, because people are asking for those things. Like they want to be scared. They want to be frightened. So that was like a little bit of an outlet, allowing like some of that built up like trauma of my own to kind of like come to the surface and be able to deal with that in therapy, which was absolutely surprising in and of itself, that so scaring other people would actually help me with my own thing. And I think that's when I started to become more extroverted and dealing with that. Okay, story time. So I usually do doll characters, cute little girls. Hi guys. And I'd be dressed up as a doll, and I would have very pink hair. Just so you guys know, I hate the color pink. Like, absolutely abhor the color pink. But all of my horror characters at some point have some kind of pink dress, pink hair, pink lipstick, pink shoes. I'm covered in head to toe in pink for my Lilith character. And grown men are absolutely frightened of dolls, especially dolls that can walk and talk and say very cute things and then say very disturbing things. So one of the stories I have is I was working in special events, and I was dressed as this cute little doll, and, you know, cute little big lips and eyelashes, and I'm painted all white. And I walk up to this guy, and I'm like, hi, do you want to be my friend? And I grab his hand, and like, he goes stock still. And like, he's 6'5", and he looks down at me, and he screams and crumples to the floor and starts spider walking backwards. And I look at him and I go, oh, you do want to play. And so like, I got down on all fours, and I start like, you know, like creepy spider crawling towards him. And he's like, he goes into the corner, and he's like curled up into a ball, and his friends are egging me on. They're like, do it. And I'm like, and he's like, he says something like, you are absolutely frightening. And I go, you don't know what frightening looks like yet. And like, I turn over, and like, my hair is like dragging, and I'm like looking back at him, like, you know, kind of like creepy, you know, like in the ring. And I go, I could crawl inside your body and play with it like a house. And he cries, he curls into a ball and pees himself. And I was like, my work here's done. Bye-bye. And like, I get up and I walk off. And like, I'm running around the rest of the night, and his friends are like they went out to their cars and like trying to find him a pair of pants. And they're like, we're not leaving. She's going to be your best friend. And he ended up getting my phone number after that. And we're like really good friends now. He's like, you're nothing like that character. I'm like, just wait. Like, you haven't dated me.
I remember a story about dolls and grown men. So when I was a little boy, I had surgery. I had, I think it was adenoids take out my nose, or grommets take out my ears, or something like that. Anyway, my dad stayed with me, and he stayed over in the hospital. So I was obviously fast asleep at this point, and he was in the little playroom area, because obviously it's a children's ward, watching Chucky and Child's Play. And he was just sat there chilling out, watching this movie. You know, it's just like up in there. And he turned and looked to the windowsill as the doll sat there, and he went, looked again, watched the movie, looked again, and went, no, not for me. Turned it off. And came and slept right next to me.
My boy who's just had surgery, he'll protect me.
Right? My little wee child.
He's only 2, it'll be fine.
I'll just throw him at the doll. It'll be fine. I
just love the idea of him being like, no, not for me. No.
So one of my phobias actually used to be dolls until
Really?
until I was the doll in a haunted house. And I'm just like, you know what? They're my people now.
It's so weird though. It's not weird though. What I love is that was almost a form of therapy for you. So that helped you. That was therapeutic to you to be this character, to be somebody else that, you know, scare the living fuck out of people, which I love. I think that's amazing. I love that you find other avenues to work through what issues that you're going through and things that are happening to you. It's beautiful in a way. Like, oh, I want to go scare the fuck out of some people just as a doll. And naturally, it's making me feel loads better. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
I love it. It's amazing. So let's talk about Geeky Vengeance then, shall we? We briefly touched on them, but let's talk about them properly. For those unaware, what exactly is Geeky Vengeance? How would you sum it?
Oh my God, it's so many things now. Geeky Vengeance is a Facebook group that we started back in August of last year in 2020. It started out as like kind of like a home away from home. You know, I for those of you who don't know, I am a Hufflepuff. And if you don't know what that means, when you come to my house, I'm going to treat you like your family. You're not a guest in my home. You belong here with me. I'm gonna make sure you have cookies and that you're happy and that you're taking care of yourself and that you're hydrating and that, you know, you get some rest and we can hang out and it's all good. And that's what I wanted Geeky Vengeance to be. It really started becoming what it is and what I had planned it on being right from the get-go. I didn't want anybody to come in because the nerd community has such a toxic fandom mentality. We're allowed to dislike the things we dislike. It's totally okay. One thing I don't allow in my group, we don't attack other people, even like actors. Like we could be like, okay, we didn't like them in this role. That's totally fine. That's the character, not the actor. I'm a huge Jar Jar Binks fan. I love Will Wheaton as Wesley from Star Trek. I like the characters who everybody picks on. And I think that's more of like the mama bear in me. And I'm just like, no, you can't hurt my children. These are my children.
Jar Jar's my child.
And we'll like pick on, you know, Jar Jar Binks as a character, and they send me pictures of Jar Jar Binks' head on a platter. Like, that's fine. You're allowed to dislike things, and that's totally okay. And even if you dislike a celebrity, like I know a lot of people don't like Chris Pratt, and I'm like, no. I'm like, you can keep your own opinion about Chris Pratt. If you don't like him in this movie, that's totally fine. But we're not arguing about his personal stuff in the group. I will pause the group. I'll be like, you know what? Everybody's in timeout. When you guys are ready to come back and, you know, talk like adults and be kind to each other, we can have a really good, you know, Mandalorian talk about Gina Carano's character. I'm totally okay with that. But the moment you start being a jerk, you can get out. We don't want that toxic stuff here. But that's what Geeky Vengeance is. It's a great community where we all can come together and be together and not be separated by toxic fandoms.
It's beautiful.
I love that. But where did the name come from?
Okay, so when we started out as Revenge of the Geeks. And I was like, and then like nobody could find us because there were 30 other million, you know, Revenge of the Geeks groups and pages. And I was like, whatever. I'm like, rebrand. So we rebranded, and I was like, I really want to, you know, still keep that name where it feels like we're geeks. But we really are excited about, you know, who we are and what we do and the things that we're doing. And I was like, you know what? I just watched Batman, the trailer for Batman, and he said, "I am vengeance," and I was like, "I am vengeance." and so we went with Geeky Vengeance, and I was like, but I'm like, I don't want it to be like the vengeance where, you know, oh, we're like besting you with this. No, it became we're showing up with a vengeance. We're geeking out with a vengeance. We're very loud about, you know, our geekiness, and that's kind of where the name came from.
So how did you get into Comic Cons and stuff then? Did you get approached by that, or did you go, can we have a table, please?
So it started out with, can we have a table, please? And then it started where people are asking us to show up.
That's amazing.
Because when I come out for a show, I come out for a show. 2021 was kind of a test to see what conventions are like, because conventions were kind of still small, just coming back. But for the 2022 season, we're rolling out like a whole living room set. We're bringing TVs. We wanted you to come in, sit down at our house in our living room, and we can play board games, we can do trivia, and we can talk about geeky stuff. And, you know, if you want to be in on a podcast we record that day, you can come hang out. Like, I have several other podcasters coming out to Fan Expo and to Cyphercon, and that's literally what we're going to do. We're going to be the spot where you can come and, you know, geek out about something. If we don't know about it, we want to hear you geek out about it. That's our whole plan.
That's amazing.
Because I want that community. I want that togetherness that we really missed for a year and a half, 2 years. And I want the community to come back together. And if I could facilitate that starting point in that area, I want to be that I want. And my team at Geeky Vengeance, absolutely insane. We work nonstop and so hard. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't sleep.
Oh, we know.
I'm always working.
Do you not, Orey?
No, I suck the sleep out of other people, and then I run on that. Actually, it's called coffee, and caffeine, and usually disdain of some kind, and rainbows and sparkles.
Oh, nice!
I like it.
I take it you missed cons over the pandemic season.
I did. I actually really love conventions. It's the only time I get to see what we call our convention family. It's the people who are really close together, and it's the only time we really get to see each other. So I had missed it. When 2021 started and the convention started coming back, like, we hit it hard. We did 1 or 2 conventions a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And this 2022 season, we're doing at least 2 conventions a month.
It's awesome.
All over America?
All over the Gulf South right now.
Okay.
While we're working on sponsors and stuff, and we have merch coming out. We have we have a lot of stuff that's about to happen, and it's right now we're a volunteer group and organization, and any money that comes in has been going out to charities. So we haven't kept any of that money right now, but
incredible.
We're still going to be doing a lot of work with charities. Here in the South, we have Geek. It's Geeks Empowering Extraordinary Kids. And they provide laptops and iPads and stuff to kids who can't afford them. So that's pretty much what they do. And it's been a worthwhile. One of our team members is actually one of the presidents of the organization. And I'm like, what better way? Making sure geeks can, do what they need to do and be geeky. And that makes me happy, especially helping kids. I'm nonstop.
We know.
So what exactly is it you do at the conventions? Though you say you set up, is it basically just people walk past you like, hey, I love that fucking cosplay, let's talk about that fandom, and you're just getting that family and community conversation going?
You cut out for just a second. Can you say that again?
Typical. I said, what exactly is it you do at these conventions? Is it you're at a table, you see someone in a cosplay, like, hey, that cosplay is amazing, let's talk about that fandom, and just getting that lines of communication open?
Pretty much. A lot of how I found some fandoms is it started out as I really love your cosplay, what is that from? And it's genuine excitement about what that cosplay is, and a lot of these cosplayers put so much time and effort into their cosplay, and I'm completely floored. Or if it's it's an original character and they're like, oh, I just threw this together, and I'm just like, it's so glorious. Let's be best friends. And then that's how I make most of my friends. I'm just like, I love you. You're mine now.
I love that. But I've seen you've got to do things like judge cosplay competitions, like interview guests and stuff like that. How did that come? Is that you basically just expanding your horizon, or is this people at the convention reaching out to you and going, "You're here?
Yeah.
Help us out?"
Yeah. That's how so a little convention here called Showcase Comic-Con. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you're a judge now," and it's like, "Oh, okay, cool." Or I've had Escape from the Secret Lab. I was on their premiere for this season as a judge, and they're like, would you like to come laugh? And I was like, yes, I would like to come laugh. And I showed up in my pink wig and my décolletage, and I flirted my way. I flirted for her freedom. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys can go watch that.
Okay. Let's go and check that out at some point. So you mentioned a podcast.
Yes.
Would this be the voice of Geeky Vengeance by any chance?
Yes, it would be the voice of Geeky Vengeance. I have unfortunately sunk a lot of my time into other people, and I don't know what self-care is, or pursuing my own goals. So that kind of took a back burner, but I have been working for the past few months on all of the stuff that goes into a visual podcast for myself. And the beginning of this year, the voice of Geeky Vengeance will be coming and rolling out on the YouTubes. We already have the Geeky Vengeance YouTube, which has several interviews with well-known artists. One of them is Robbie Musso, who works for Hasbro. He does Transformers. I've also got Brent Lingle, who is a well-known comic book artist. He did Snow White, Zombie Apocalypse, and that was great. I adored talking to him. But I have a lot of interviews and stuff coming out on there, but it's more like on location, hanging out with people. That's going to be the vibe for the podcast.
That's amazing. That's the dream for us.
Yeah,
I know it is.
Oh, funny that.
Of course you do. Yeah.
It's like I have an idea for you guys.
So, before we start wrapping up, we do need to talk about this fan expo in New Orleans, because, as you said, you've got one hell of an opportunity here. So what exactly have they asked you to do?
As of right now, we have our living room set up. It's going to be a lot of hanging out and talking. I'm going to be doing some main stage stuff, not as a stripper. Please welcome Orey to the stage. Coming to the stage, the voice of Geeky Vengeance. No, but
it's Lancaster Kimbler.
But I love how that would look like weird spaghetti. Anyway, so I just spilled tea all over myself.
You sausage.
That's what happens. Now I smell like peppermint and honey. It's gonna be okay. Anyway, so I'm going to be doing some main stage stuff, running their trivia, running some scavenger hunt stuff, pulling together. Like I have geek podcasts that are coming in. We're going to be talking. There's some stuff, maybe some MCing. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Running games. Like there's so much. Like I have a few meetings coming up, and we're going to be talking about that. And then I have Cyphercon coming up, who I'm going to be working with them. I have little conventions happening here that are going to be I'm going to be working with them, doing MCing, running parties, hosting parties. I'm just a party girl in a party world at this point, which means more extroversion than I probably have fuel for. So if you guys want to take a nap for me, you can contact me on Facebook and join join the collective.
I would love to be there. I would love to be there to watch you in your, in all your glory, and just, be like, it's our boss right there. Look at her flying. Look at her.
She does all her behind the scenes stuff, and
Yeah.
she's good in front too.
That's
People will find out with this episode.
Yes. But I've got a whole bunch of stuff, and then we're planning a whole lot of things. I'm here in New Orleans, which is like party central all year long, especially around Carnival, Mardi Gras season. There are parades, there are meetups, there's lots of drinking and eating and hanging out and getting to know everybody and being best friends and catching their throws. Yeah, that's I was gonna say like VD or something, but no. I was like, what are you doing? We're planning a whole lot of events, especially Geeky Vengeance themed events, movie nights, movie premieres, cosplay dinners, dinner theaters. There's a lot of stuff that's happening. So if you guys want to come hang out, the two of you are always invited to come to our tea parties.
Oh,
That's appreciated.
It will happen.
100%.
It will happen.
Go on, Jeremy.
No, you go.
So you mentioned earlier about a game you're currently working on in Japan. Care to indulge us, Miss Kimbler?
Okay, so it's a stand-up game. It's an indie game. It's called The Black Doll. And it's they actually found me because of a story I published on Facebook. It was just one of those, like, I have these like things that get in my brain, and until I get them out, they don't do anything. They just sit on Facebook, and people are like, oh, that's really nice, and I'm like, I know. Okay. And, they actually found it. I sometimes publish under the name Olivia A. King. And I had a Facebook page, and they found this story. And it was about a girl who is about to kill this dude. Okay. And she like puts a plastic bag over his head and wants to suffocate him because she wants to like bring him back. And when people come back in the story, they're like different, they're changed. And they're like, this sounds like a really great idea for a game. And I thought it was fake. I still kind of do at times. I'm like, this is too good to be true. And they approached me, and they were like, do you want to write for this game? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, and then they were like, we're just going to buy the story from you. I'm like, no, I have a book planned. I have like, this is my character. Like this, it was one of those characters I wrote for therapy,
No
you know? And they were like, hey, do you want to... The ghost arrived.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're like, you're telling. But what I can tell you is it is based on a character I wrote, and you can read that story on Facebook if you find me at Olivia A. King. I haven't published anything on there in a while because I've been too busy writing other things. Course, yeah. But I will give you guys the link, and you can find it. And I can't wait to show you more, but I have NDAs, and you know.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You know what NDAs are.
Not that we've ever had any yet, but yeah.
But we know what they are.
Maybe one day, but yeah.
You will.
Oh. Before we wrap up though, is there anything else you're working on that we don't know about that you can talk about? Or is it just let's get ready for Comic-Con season, baby?
There are some other things that I'm working on. I'm actually working on some art. I do draw things. I do make things. I make these masks. And I have something called the O-Fights, apparently, which is like a cult that worships me. And it's true. We're working on a graphic novel for them because it's hilarious. I mean, the voice of Geeky Vengeance sounds like a weird, obscure goddess in some foreign country, apparently. I don't know, like, or alternate timeline. And I'm like, all right, if we're gonna do this, just do it. And if it's a thing that works, let's have fun with it. And that's literally how everything in my life right now is. If it doesn't bring me joy, I won't work with it. If it doesn't make me happy, I don't touch it. If it brings me more stress than it brings me blessed, it's gone. And that's one thing you know what? I think I need a t-shirt with that on it.
Definitely. I like that.
But I've learned a lot that if it doesn't make me happy and it doesn't bring me some kind of respite of some kind, and even being stressed out about all the work that I do, it still brings me something joyful. And if it doesn't, I don't want to do it. And you guys know this. I will walk away. I will be like, you know what? Okay, if you don't want to, do what needs to be done, if you're going to cause yourself more stress, if you're going to cause me stress, if you're going to hurt other people, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to deal with it. I will move on to the next thing and make that joy. And being in charge of Geeky Vengeance, I've been able to do that. I've been able to keep, the essence of what I wanted out of it. And I love that thing. It drives me crazy, but I'm gonna cry again. I'm very blessed to be doing everything and working with you guys. I adore you. You guys are my bros.
Stop it, you. Yeah.
You know how much I adore you, so.
Well, the feeling's mutual, Orey. We don't know where we'd be without you, truth be told. So, you would
be very unhappy with your life. You would have less pretty people in it. You would have, I'm talking soul pretty, not like pretty, because I strive to make sure that you have the good energy around you.
And this goes all the way back to what I said earlier. When the whole Oracle thing, you are a very special, very wonderful human, and we're very blessed to have you in our lives.
Don't make her cry again, for Christ's sake.
I know. You can tell, like, my cheeks are getting red.
Just in all seriousness, just to work alongside you, I know that we can't give you what we would normally give you in a sense of like how a business partnership works, but one day
you guys give me some of the best friendship that I have, and I get to talk to you about like all the cool stuff, and you're two guys that I don't ever feel threatened, not like in a
physical,
not like
I know I think I know what you're trying to say.
Like you are very safe. And you put out a product that makes other people happy, and it's very safe. And even if it's a little weird sometimes, and I have to look at it and be like, oh, these are my friends.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, but I mean, we have some of the best talks. And I am so happy to be along with the ride with you guys, working with Stay Cozy and the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. And I've been blessed beyond measure, not monetarily yet, it's coming one day.
Friendship and jammy dodgers. That's what you get for that.
You know what? You're not wrong. Anyway, but no, you guys have a great show, and I have been blessed to be a part of it, and now a guest. And I love you so much.
And we love you.
We love you too. The feeling is very much mutual, Orey. And we can't thank you enough. I literally, on a daily basis, I'm so thankful for you. And I appreciate you just as much as I appreciate this knobhead right here. It's crazy how like with Geeky Vengeance, how something that's like, I just want to bring people together, whether it be 50, 20, 50, 100, whatever. As long as it brings people together, everyone's safe. And it's what, sorry, 5,000 people? What's happened? What do you mean? It's in India, Australia, UK, Canada, here, and Mexico. What's going on?
It was like when we hit 1,000 people, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I have so many friends now. And then we reached 2,000 and 3,000 and then 4,000. And then, we're about to hit 5,000. I'm like, and everybody's nice. Like, sometimes we have some trolls and I've got to, deal with some stuff. And I'm just like, guys, the point of this group is to be nice to each other and bring your fandom, to other people. And I don't want anybody to feel left out. And this is hard to believe, but I was a bit of a loner and a weird geek in high school. And I was a girl who was, into Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff. And I felt left out a lot because there wasn't a lot of girls who were into that stuff. And I was really geeky. And now I get to rule the world with my geekiness. Who is winning now, cheerleaders?
I couldn't think of a better way to try and wrap this thing up. Tom, have you got any more questions?
I want to bring up one more thing, and that's obviously your writing and your poetry. Because for anybody that follows us, as well as yourself, would know that Orey wrote a poem for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, which was stunning. Absolutely stunning. Has poetry always been something you've enjoyed doing that you love, or was it something you fell into, or was it because you're a writer, it came quite natural and quite easy for you?
Actually, it started because I have ADHD. I didn't do well in school. I was a bit of a daydreamer, and the only way I could deal with some of the things that were happening in my life at the time was to write about it. And we had something called the Poet Society. If you guys are Robin Williams fans, there was the Dead Poet Society. And that's where I kind of started finding poetry. And I'm like, you know what? I can use this. I can through the traumatic stuff that was happening in my life. The sun is coming out. That's so weird. As I'm talking about something very, very important. And it helped me get through a lot of my childhood. And then come around, and I still do it. I still use it as therapy. I still use it as a communication tool. I still use it as a way to work through things that are in my brain. I will write when I feel sad. I will write when I feel happy, and it keeps my ADHD and my own anxiety from taking over. Or if I've got to psych myself up, I'll write something exciting. I'll be like, yeah, we can do this. Let's go team. And then, it'll pump me up. Or if I'm really sad and I've had to write something really dark for work, I will write a romance to kind of make all of that work so I can go back and write really dark stuff later on my personal Facebook page. And in some groups, I share that out, and they'll be like, oh my God, you write really cute, romance stuff. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm single. They'll be like, oh, you must have such a romantic life. And I'm like, where? If you guys know anyone. I'm not saying look me up. Oh my God, that was going in weird territories. If you know anybody, but no, writing and poetry definitely help. Another therapy.
Stunning, it's absolutely stunning. And finally, before Jamie wraps up here, did you ever think that life would end up the way it has done, especially with Geeky Vengeance and that sort of thing? Did you ever think this is where you'd be today?
No, I've always suffered from anxiety. I always felt a little bit alone and I didn't belong anywhere. And I think one of those things was I felt that there were tables I wasn't allowed to sit at. And when I started to realize I could create those tables for myself and invite the people who want to sit with me, or, who, are looking for some place to sit. And I had to make the table bigger and 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 bigger. And I will make it bigger. And everybody's invited to sit with me and eat with me and feel like they belong. And even if they don't, know that somebody wants them there. It's me. Hi. As long as you're not a meanie poo-poo head, you can sit at my table. And I will continue adding chairs, and I will build it bigger, and I will work on this community until there's not a need for it. And I don't think there will ever not be a need for the community that is building from this. And other people will pull their tables up, and they'll sit with us, and they'll be like, you know what? Maybe we were wrong. Maybe we'll stop being meanie poo-poo heads. And that's the whole goal. That's where I want it to go, and I want it to be. And I'm glad for the community and everything it's become. And stupid tear ducts.
Is that 3 or 4 times?
Oh, it's a lot. Okay.
Okay, just checking.
That magic number's back again.
It's those numbers. But I really, I'm blessed, and I think everybody around me is blessed. My team, my friend who helped me start it, Don Cooper, who's our staff photographer. I'm blessed to have him. Kate Sergios, who is Tuna Spleen. She's our master of disguise. She's one of the best cosplayers I know. And she deserves all the accolades. I have so many people in my team who are just absolutely amazing, and they lift me up as I lift other people up. And it's like that whole like community. And the more we lift up other people, the more they'll lift up, and then we'll just have this cool pyramid of like awesome people, and I'll just be at the top like, or it's like, a transformer, transforming. Or like when the Power Rangers come together and there's Megazord and they're like all like, raw.
I think it's safe to say the world needs more Orey.
And I will help make Oreys. And I will help. And I will keep doing this as long as I'm allowed to.
Beautiful. Right, Miss Kimbler. Are you ready to play our game?
Okay.
Let's liven things up here, yeah?
I gotta put the tea down. All right. I don't want to spill any more tea. Okay.
You know how this goes. It's the quick fire round. It's 5 questions. You answer them as quick as you can.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Okay.
Your favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Oh, this is a waste of recording time. Your favorite movie sequel?
Die Hard 2.
Oh, I like it. Great film.
The first concert you ever went to?
It was a high school concert, and it was all of the high school bands, and it was called the Wildcat Rumble. And it was like a bunch of like little local bands in our high school.
Amazing.
It's a great name, the Wildcat Rumble. I like that. It's great. Who would play you in the movie of your life?
Anna Paquin.
Oh, great choice. Yeah.
Everybody says we look alike, so I was like, yep, I think she could do it.
I like that. And last but not least, if you were to get in a time machine or a TARDIS, go back in time and give one piece of advice to young Miss Kimbler, what would that be?
Do not let people's expectations of you become what you believe you should be.
Oh, fucking beautiful.
Stunning.
I like that. That's another one to get on a t-shirt.
I know. I'm gonna have so many t-shirts after this.
Miss Kimbler, this has been amazing. This has been absolutely awesome. I've loved this.
I always love talking to you guys, and I never thought I would be on the show, but here I am living the dream.
You see, I know this comes out in January, but I thought there was no better way to end our 2021 interviews than with you. To be honest with you, I thought it was a very fitting end to our before Christmas gets here. I know this is January the 14th. This is now out, but still, we are about to enjoy our festive period. Orey, this has been absolutely sensational. Are there any social medias, any plugs you want to put out there, anything at all you want people to go check out, follow, etc.?
You can follow me at the Voice of Geeky Vengeance on Instagram. You can find me at Orey Kimbler on Facebook. I will only add you if I know you. So you can peruse all of my profile pictures I post on there. You can also find me at the Voice of Geeky Vengeance on Facebook. And you can find me anywhere that Geeky Vengeance is sold for free. Instagram, YouTube, and all of the other social media sites. And I will provide the boys with our link tree. So, and then you can go buy our merch. Some of it has my face on it.
Is it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I'm waiting for some dude to otaku his room out with like my animated face on it. I'm waiting for it.
Orey, thank you so much, my love. This has been absolutely amazing.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, thank you so
much.
Thank
you guys for having me. I have been blessed to be your friend and to work with you. And I look forward to what is coming next year because we've got plans.
Yeah, baby.
I cannot wait. Orey, thank you so much for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's been an absolute pleasure. Everyone go follow Geeky Vengeance now. All of you. Right? Listen to me. A ginger is talking. Do it now.
And you get to see more of me, probably crying at some point. So much crying today. Why'd you guys do this to me?
Oh. Goodbye, my dear.
Bye. Hey, Jamie. Do you like being cozy?
I do.
And do you like staying cozy?
I like that even more.
Then just heading over to www.staycozyclothing.com,
where you can find hoodies, tees, sweaters, and much, much more.
And just enter The Chronicles as one word at checkout to receive 10% off your order.
And make sure you follow them on the Instagram at Stay Cozy Clothing to keep up to date with all the new designs.
Remember, guys, that's The Chronicles as one word at checkout to receive 10% off your order. And now back to this week's episode.
I loved that conversation so much.
I did. I believe that previous meant to say poet.
Yes, that would be the word he would have there.
Yeah. Because I think he realised afterwards that he was like, oh, shit, I've gone too far with this, but I've committed now, so that's what we're going for.
Silly previous.
I know, what a fool. But yes, Orey, thank you so much for being a wonderful guest again. Like, you just, the things you do for us is just knows no bounds. There are no words that can truly justify how much you help us and how much we adore you. So thank you so very, very much for everything and for a great interview. And hopefully you all enjoyed listening to it as we did recording it.